Hey everybody, it's Ben. I'm going to do another whiteboard drawing, and I realized that after I did this last time, the writing's all backwards. So I'll try to flip that for YouTube, but for the front-facing camera, I can't get it to not do that. I can do it for photos, but not for video. Also, if I try to turn the video, it looks funny, so you're just going to have to deal with the portrait mode for now. I also have it on a different tripod, so you'll be able to see it a little better as I'm drawing it. Today's celebrity is Tom Bradley, mayor of Los Angeles for a very long time. I'm listening to Horizon Zero Dawn again, the soundtrack. So let's get drawing. Hope everybody's having a good day so far today. This face isn't a more widely known face, so I'm not going to be too worried about the likeness because not a lot of people know who he is. What language is that? Yeah, it's Pig Latin. What's up, Kodiak? What's up, Mevitz? Rick Brickham, how's it going? I think I saw Kevin on here. Oh no, it's just Mevitz. Okay, cool. Hi everybody, good morning. Yeah, there's a filter you can get for if you're doing selfie photos to have the photo flipped around, but you can't do that for live videos apparently. What's up, Neil? Coworker Neil. Yeah, in case the language is hard to read, it just says happy birthday. So nobody panic, I'm not developing a new script of Elven or anything. I've got some time off from work, but not that much time. Yeah, I wish you could. If anybody finds a way to do that, make sure to give me a contact. Drop me a line somehow. I researched it all last night, and you can do it in post, basically. Like, you can take the video that you get from it and flip it, obviously, but you can't do it while you're doing live. And I don't understand why. I was reading up a little bit about it, and there is a reason, but I can't. It didn't make sense to me. This guy looks like he has wet eyes. He's got a shine on it, and he's got very thin eyelids. I always called that the wet eye look. Doesn't have a whole lot of eyebrows going for him here. So I'd like to do this every day, but a lot of times I end up doing this while I'm working because I can just do it real quick, take a little break and do it. I just would feel bad about doing it technically while on the clock. All right, now he's got kind of heavy lids, so this is going to be interesting. This one's actually coming together a lot faster than yesterday's. Yesterday's, if you weren't able to watch it, was Denzel Washington, and it took forever to get the likeness right. Probably because he's a bit more famous than Tom Bradley. And you kind of know from looking at him. There was actually a thing I was reading, yes, as long as you get your work done. I was listening to a podcast today called Shortwave. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it. It's a very short podcast, time-wise. It's been out for about a year. It's very science-oriented. And the latest one was about sleep issues and the tie between the immune system and sleep. There's just a lot of stuff about sleep that we don't understand. There's actually a link between Alzheimer's and sleep, they're thinking. And I'm not a scientist, and I don't have the scientific papers to talk about that, but there's some like amyloids or something that build up in the system. And if they don't get washed out every night by your regular sleep cycle, it looks like it is the cause of plaque in your brain that causes, or that is responsible for Alzheimer's. So there's links, and so this podcast was talking about like immune response with sleep cycles and things, and how some people's sleep cycles just mean they sleep late. There's nothing they can really do about it. They're just late sleepers. They go to bed at 2 a.m. and they sleep till noon, or they sleep till 11, something like that. Take care, Rick. Appreciate you coming by. Thanks for watching. So it needs to be a little lower. That ear. I forget where I was going with this. Sleep late. So they were talking about how the current 40-hour week, starting at 8 a.m. going to 5 p.m., can be very detrimental to some people because they just can't. They aren't somebody who could wake up at 6 a.m. and function properly because they aren't able to go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night. And so they're suffering because they have a sleep cycle that doesn't allow them to get more than a couple hours of sleep a day. So I think with the pandemic and some jobs, like the job that I've got, as long as I get my work done, everything's good. Now, my job does require us to have coverage because it is a support. We do offer support to, our users. So we have to be around to take calls and stuff like that. But if you are somebody who does, let's say, programming, as long as there's not a meeting for you to attend, and you can program anytime you want, as long as you get your stuff done, wake up at 2, program till 10 at night, stay up till 3 a.m. doing whatever else you need to do. Something that a global pandemic can highlight and sort of be an interesting thing that nobody really thought about before, or people have thought about but haven't given any weight to, because it's, sort of corporate culture is very much show up on time. That's all you need to do. I am not a late sleeper. I kind of envy people who are late sleepers. I wish I could sleep till noon sometimes, but my brain says, hey, it's 6 o'clock. You got stuff to do. Even if it's not work. On my vacation days, I'm still like, hi, El Profi 8. Thanks for coming in. Like, I'm off all week this week. My company's closed, and I'm still up super early because my body says, yeah, it's time for you to get up. Go build that Lego set. Go play that video game. Go start that drawing. This guy's got a weird shadow right under his chin. Dark right here. That's what it's looking like so far. Again, it's flipped, so I can already see stuff that I don't like about this, but discussion we had yesterday about artwork, that if you flip it, you can see some errors or whatever. And my art tends to lean funny all the time. He's got a little bit of hair over here too, by the looks of it. A little higher up. All right. What was the name of that podcast? It's called Shortwave. It's an NPR podcast. So my general day starts with Up First, which is like All Things Considered, but a condensed 10 to 12 minute version. And then Shortwave is always about 10 to 12 minutes. It's very small. And they usually focus on one thing, and it's always scientific. They talk about any and everything, but it's usually stuff that kind of just tickles their fancies or is recent in the news for some reason. A lot of COVID stuff lately, but it did start out with some other stuff. It's a really good, I really like it because it kind of allows you to find interesting things that you can then sort of research on your own if it's something that interests you. There's another one I like called Science Versus that's a lot like that. They're a little more long form, but it's that same sort of science communication type podcast. His eyes are shaped the wrong way. I think I did that wrong. One thing I don't like about white markers or whiteboard markers is their tendency to erase what they just did if you're trying to draw over it or darken it. They just kind of have this faint white thing that goes along with the line you just made. And there's no shading, so you gotta be very careful. Yeah, you bet, Mevitz. How's the Lego biz in San Antonio going? Did you get a lot of Christmas orders? Been keeping up with your stuff, man. You've had some huge orders lately. And this marker is just about dead. Well, that's as good as I'm going to get on this drawing. So here's something that I wasn't able to do last time because I spent so much time getting the likeness down, is that I also do the half of the stuff over here is like on this day events that happen, and then this is just random space that I can put in whatever I want. And I usually try to... So I write on this day right here, but I usually try to keep it with, you know, the style of the font with whatever the person is. So yesterday was Denzel Washington, and he's kind of known for some action movies, so the font was like an action-y movie type. And since Bradley here is a politician, we're going to do like a red, white, and blue font that's going to have some stars in it. So we can do like... I'll just do basically something real simple. And you won't be able to read the words because they're flipped, but it says on this day. So it's just some basic, like a political poster kind of thing. It's not exactly centered, but you get the idea. So something like that. And then down here I'll just write some events that happen. I've got a site called onthisday.com, and it's got a great selection of highlighted events or full list of events, birthdays, deaths, weddings, a quiz, stuff. So today is like 1845, Texas admitted as the 28th state of the Union. French Equatorial Africa separates into Gabon, Chad, and Ubangishari. Sun Yat-sen elected first president of the Republic of China, and Hong Kong began slaughtering all its chickens to prevent bird flu. That was in 1997. So those are things I'll write here, and then on... let's see. Any weird holidays for today? No. Independence Day for Mongolia. It's also TikTok Day. I don't know what that means, but I'll maybe put TikTok Day over here somewhere. But that's it. Thanks for coming by. Waiting on clearance sales. Woo! Store improvement. Sweet. Thanks everybody for coming by and saying hi. I'll be back again tomorrow with more drawings. Talk to you later.